Hey everybody, and welcome. Today is our Q&A Wednesday, and I am so excited to talk to you guys today. And so today I posted in the group, and welcome for those joining on the replay. It's good to see you. I know that we have a bit of a time difference here between some of our group members, so glad that you are catching up on the replay, and I can't wait to read your comments and answer your questions later on tomorrow. Or, yeah, tomorrow for you too as well. So, what I wanted to do today, I knew that the question that I had posed was, hey Danielle. The question that I had posed in the group was around your desire. And I wanted to know what you were desiring and what's the intention behind what you're desiring. And so before we get into the questions, what I wanted to, hey Danielle, what I wanted to kind of talk about a bit with you all was how desire and intention kind of go together. And from what I've learned in my life is that when we're desiring something, when we want something, we want this thing because of how it's going to make us feel when we have it. So it's not necessarily the thing itself, but what we've decided that thing or having it or achieving that goal is going to mean to us. How we'll be perceived by ourselves, how we'll be perceived by others, how it's going to make us feel. And so it's really important, I think, that when we start to consider what we're desiring is what the intention is behind the desire. So is the intention behind the desire something that's truly for us and what we're wanting, or is it for other people? And I think as we start to really get in tune with ourselves as women and get in touch with our intuition and our femininity, we really have to be mindful of, am I doing this for me? Am I doing it because this is what I truly want to do? Or am I doing it for the expectations of other people? And it's okay for others to have expectations of us or for us to want to fulfill those expectations, but we have to come into those agreements from a conscious and honest place. And a lot of times, I read a quote earlier today in a book that I was reading by Iyanla Vanzant, and I'll paraphrase here because it was a rather lengthy quote. She said something to the effect that people become disappointed by the agreements that they make because they aren't clear in their intentions and they haven't clearly communicated what they're wanting and their intention behind it with other people. And so when you have that disconnect in your communication, that's when the disappointments arise. That's when people tend to get into arguments and feelings get hurt because you're wanting one thing and you're desiring one thing and you have this intention, and it may affect someone else and they're thinking about it in a completely different way. Miscommunication happens. So I wanted to bring that up. I thought it was really Oh, looks like I lost internet connection there for a second. Sorry about that. It is storming here, but I said I would hop on, so hopefully the technology will work with us tonight. But it's storming pretty roughly here, and so it may go in and out, but I will try to keep talking with you guys. I did want to show up for you as promised, because that's my intention, is to keep my agreement here with you guys in the group. So back to what I was saying in regards to communication and intention. It's really important that you are clear about what you're wanting and the why behind it, because the why behind it is going to affect how you feel. And if it's something that you're desiring, you want to feel good about it as you're going about creating this thing in your life, right? Like, you really want to feel good. You really want to have this space of joy and abundance around you as you're creating and manifesting this desire in your life. So that's what I wanted to talk about with desires and intentions today. So hopefully that resonated. And if you guys have questions about that, absolutely drop some questions or comments below, and I'll respond to those tomorrow for you guys, because some of you it's late where you are right now. So I'm just looking up the group so that I can take a look at some of the questions and we can address some of those. And again, I apologize. It is storming here, so my connection is a little iffy. My internet seems to be going in and out. Let's see what we have here. Hopefully, I am praying that the connection gods, internet gods, hang in there with me today, and we can have a great connection so that we can finish this call. So let's see where we are with questions. Okay. So one of the questions was from Candace. She says, my desire is to feel more feminine, not change the way I look, but how I feel. I don't know what intentions to set for these. Okay. Well, that's great, Candace. So what I'm picking up from that is you want to feel more feminine. It's not really about the way that you look. So I think a perfect place to start, or a good place to start from that is, what does being more feminine mean to you? What does that look like when you think about how you want to feel? Is it, do you want to come from a more receptive place? Do you want to kind of create things in a softer way so that there's more ease and space in your life? Or are you wanting to be a little bit more aggressive with your femininity? I think a lot of people think that feminine energy is passive energy, and I disagree with that 100%. I do not think that being feminine means that you are passive. I do feel that sometimes femininity can have a strong or aggressive side to it, where it is masterful in creating, and that it is more active, and it can be in certain situations. But I don't think that it necessarily has to be passive. So I would love to know what you think femininity means to you. And as far as about setting intentions about how you want to feel, I think when you're looking at how you want to feel about something, it's the energy behind that. And that ties into the why you're wanting to do whatever it is that you're wanting to create for yourself. Like, what is that about for you? And so as you think about what it's about, that will feed into what your intentions are. So let me look at the comments. So isn't there a connection between the way one feels and looks? Yes, I do think there is a connection between the way that one feels and looks. I think when we are all kind of operating at our best, it absolutely shows in our physical appearance. There is that inner glow that people talk about, that you can see. It's the energy. And so when you are at a vibrationally high place, your energy shows, it shines. People can see it in your eyes. They can feel it in your smile. They hear it in the tone of your voice. And I'll let you guys on a little secret. Before I jump on to do these lives, like, I have a mini dance party in my kitchen and it's usually salsa music, but music, the energy, it makes me happy. And so when I jump on camera, and it's not always comfortable for me to be on camera, that's something that I'm working on, but I think it changes how I feel when I go to get on camera and talk with you all and spend time with you. That energy of the music and the happiness that I feel absolutely changes, I think, the way that I come across, the tone of my voice, the light in my eyes, all of that. Like, you feel it. Like, you don't know that I've been dancing in my kitchen, but there's this perk, this energy. So I definitely think, Danielle, to your question, there is a connection between the way that someone feels and how they look. Because when someone is depressed, even if before you notice it in their appearance, you feel it in their energy, and then you start picking up on, oh, what's going on? Like, you feel that, and it manifests in the way that they look. So, yeah. Intention equals why. I think so, yes. I think absolutely the intention equates to your why. Like, why are you doing something? What is the reason or the pull for you to, or the push even, for you to have a desire and what it is that you're wanting to create for yourself? Why is it important to you? Why is it something that you feel like you need to do? So, for example, for me, doing this group, my intention behind this group was because I wanted to create a space that I didn't find online for myself when I was starting my journey to becoming a more feminine woman. I didn't see a space like this where I felt comfortable and safe, and there was an encouragement of dialogue between everyone. I'm not really, and I know as the group goes and participation grows, it will be more of an exchange, because I really want to hear like what your stories are, what your thoughts are, how you're thinking and you're moving in your lives as women. I think, and we probably have all heard this Dalai Lama quote, that the world will be saved by women, and I absolutely believe that. As we become more comfortable and more grounded in who we are, that is going to affect change on a global scale. And that global change starts with us. It starts with us in our homes. It starts with us in our jobs. It starts with us in our families and in our communities. That's how you change. And so my intention behind the group was creating a space where we as women could start to embrace our femininity and its expression in the world and how that looks in our lives. And I didn't see a space for that when I started my journey a few years ago. I didn't see that space. And so I wanted to create that. And I wanted to create a coaching practice around having that available. So that was my intention. So absolutely, your intention definitely ties into your why, Danielle. That's a great question. So let's see. And you posted a question that says, how would you define intention? Is that the same as having a goal? If not, what's the difference? I think intention and goals are different. I look at goals as something that inspires an action. So if I want to, so say I have a goal for, I want to make $50,000 in my business this month, right? That's my goal. What am I going to do to achieve that? My intention may be that I want to leave corporate America, or I want to buy a new home, or I want to travel the world for the next 6 months. That's the intention for making the money. But the goal of the actual acquiring that $50,000 leads me to feel more of action steps and achievable things. So the why behind the $50,000 is the intention. So I don't think they can be similar and have similar feels, but I don't think they are the same thing. I had someone ask me earlier today, because I have set an intention for myself that I want to be in a monogamous committed relationship and engaged by my birthday. And so they were asking, well, why do you want to get married? And so I was giving them my answers to that. That isn't the answers of why I want to get it. It's more of the intention behind it, but it's not the goal. The goal is, what am I going to do to achieve having this relationship in that amount of time? Like, what am I going to do? So there are certain things I have agreed to do that I've asked accountability for, and that's another class on a different day about dating and all that sort of thing. But I think there's a difference between intention and goals. Goals to me feel more action oriented. Intentions are the why behind something. So do we have any other questions? Let's see. So those were the 2 questions that were posted, and hopefully that helped you tonight. I really think it is interesting when we start to, yes, intention is the why, the goal is the how. I really think and thanks for posting that, Danielle. I think it's really interesting how desire and intention play together, and how that affects what we're going after and why we're going after it, and how we feel along the way. Because again, like I said in the beginning of the video, we really go after things and desire things because of how it's going to make us feel. It's not necessarily the attainment of it, but it's what we're going to feel once we attain it. And once we get that thing or we attain that objective, then we go on to the next thing, because we've grown into that. And so we're wanting to go on to the next step. So I could probably talk about this all day. If you all let me, I probably could. But thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Again, if you're catching this on the replay and you have questions and you want to talk about it some more, absolutely post your notes down here and I will get to them as soon as I can. So thanks for joining, you guys. I really appreciate your energy and your time, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.